Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, let's get this set up. So what have we got here? We've got a carrot for Rudolph. I'll just put that there. And, a nice glass of sherry. Yeah, I'll give him a glass of sherry. I'll put that over here. And a mince pie. He always likes a mince pie. And then I better start writing my list, really. So we've got, Dear Santa, I've been a very, very good boy. And please, this year, can I have... sleep, sciences, what else do I want? Poison idea, king of punk, both combined.
Dude.
Yeah?
What are you doing?
I'm just writing my list to Santa.
You're a 46-year-old man. What are you doing? We've got a podcast to do, come on.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
You heard it online, and you think there's no rival. You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl? Ho, 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 and welcome to But Have You Heard It on Vinyl for our Christmas edition, end of year roundup, whatever you want to call it. Welcome back. With myself, Simon, and my friendly little elf over there, Danny.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
How is everybody? How have you been?
I'm all right. It is the season. It's a happy time of year. Even though I don't personally celebrate it so much, as we've discussed at length.
Yeah.
It's just a nice time of year. Everything's winding down. Work's winding down. You've got a nice long break. And we get to talk about our favourite records, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I said, me and my missus, what is it? We went away the other weekend, saw the Almighty live, which was great in Nottingham. Yeah, well, basically, me and my wife have got going to a concert down to a fine art.
Like a superstar.
We get to the hotel about 3. We will have a nap. We'll then have some food, and we'll find out exactly when the band is getting on. We ordered an Uber to drop us off literally minutes before the Almighty got on. We found a spot which even had a sofa.
Awesome.
We watched the band, and then my missus then ordered an Uber on the way down the stairs, and it was waiting by the time we got out. We were back home, back at the hotel 10 minutes after the gig finished. It was
Simon has left the building.
I know. It's like Axl Rose turning up and leaving. I'm there barely the minimum amount of time I needed. But anyway,
that's my perfect thing. I haven't done that yet, but that's my perfect scenario.
I know, we were very impressed with ourselves. But yeah, they were brilliant. They took me back to like being about 13, 14. I think I last saw them when they supported Metallica on the Black Album tour. So they were brilliant. Really, really enjoyed myself. So we've had that going on. I've had my son's birthday the other day, my missus' birthday. So it's all kind of spiralling up to Christmas now. So it's been fun. Yeah. So there you go. So I've done that, and I've actually bought quite a bit of vinyl recently and had lots of playing. So we've got plenty to talk about on this one. I'm really excited for it.
I've actually bought something this week. I've bought anything for a bit. I was on a bit of a drought.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. Well, let's just get into it, shall we? Which one is? I've got a bit of a theme for half of my buying this last couple of weeks, and we've talked about him at length. We've talked about him many, many times. But I kind of had a bit of a Swami Reese, or Speedo, or John Reese, if you would like to call him by his normal name, from Rocket from the Crypt. I splurged, really. I was on eBay and I bought loads of different things. I managed to get hold of 2 Rocket the Crypt things. Because someone, I think they must have been selling their collection, because I swear it was the same person. But for pretty much nothing.
But they're sat there crying as they were putting it on. Yeah,
possibly. But I got Circa now.
Yep.
Which is great. It's probably the album out of theirs I used to, apart from their original, their first one, that I've probably played the least out of their stuff. I kind of preferred them after this album. This one's kind of still a bit more their sort of undergroundy kind of sound, less poppy, I guess, less catchy.
More raw.
Yeah, a lot more raw. I think they only got one part of their what's it called, brass sections in it. This is the first album with Atom, but it's a really good copy. It's the original press, so it's not they did a repress a few years ago, which I think had some bonus tracks. But this is the original one on Headhunter and Cargo Records. So It sounds great. I was listening to it and kind of enjoyed it more than I remember. So that was a really, really good purchase. So I've managed to pretty much, from the album side of things, apart from their debut, I managed to complete my collection. And then from the same place, I got a 10-inch, which is their State of the World on Fire EP, which I don't know if you know that one.
I do. I'm not a fan of 10 inches, but I have got a few because some bands like this release things on 10 inch, and I have to buy them. So I will only buy them if it's something I specifically want. So I would definitely have that away.
Yeah, I've got a few 10 inches, but this one's quite a cool one, and it's a bit different because side A is at 33 RPM and side B is at 45. Two different RPMs. Yeah. So
what's the crack with that? Is there more songs on one side than the other, or does it affect the sound at all?
No, not particularly. I think basically the first side has got three songs on it, and the side B's got 2. So they've just obviously, I think to go and get bang for the buck, they've sped up one side more than the other one. So that doesn't sound any different, personally. It's annoying that you've got to change it, but it's still something a bit different. I kind of like the fact that it's got a little bit of a quirk to it. So yeah, and this one's got a couple of my favourite songs, like A+ in Arson Class and Human Torch. Just 2 of my favourite songs by them. So that was good. I've been trying to hunt that one down for a while, and this bloke just seemed to have quite a lot of their stuff up on their eBay. So I think this was like 15 quid for this one, and I only paid about 25, I think, the other one, which is good.
Well spotted.
Yeah. So I was, and because I got those 2, I was like, I'm just going to go and buy the other stuff I'm missing. So I ended up getting his second solo album, which was Ride the Wild Ride. Yeah. Oh, I've never had it on CD or anything like that. I've just always streamed it, so I ended up quickly getting that one. And that was another one that was just cheap on eBay. I think eBay at the moment I've done quite well with, really. So yeah, that was cool. Like, it's not I prefer his last 2 over this one. This one's a bit of a mixed bag, I think, but I enjoy it. It's cool. Like, as we've said many times with him, you can't really do wrong. I
mean, I've not heard that one. I've not heard as much stuff as you have, but everything I've ever heard, there's nothing bad in there. It's not like I've got an awful album and, oh God, don't buy that one. There's always something.
No. Yeah, this one, I think, he's just having a bit of fun, really. It's a bit more plinky-plonky with pianos and a bit more acoustic guitar. I think his last 2 is a bit more of a solid band round him, and they're a bit more just straight-ahead poppy punk sort of stuff. But this one's got a bit of a mixture. It's good fun. He sounds like he's enjoying himself as he plays, which he always does. So it's hard not to kind of go along with him on his solo stuff. So that was that one. And the last thing that I picked up, which has his involvement, was the new Plosives album, which I'm really, really enjoying. I think when I first played it, I didn't find it as enjoyable as the first album they did. Yeah. But it's one of those ones that's slowly grown on me, and I really, really like it. You might like it a bit more than the last one as well. I don't know if you've ever heard the last one.
I did hear the first one. To be fair, till you mentioned it the other day, I completely forgot they released something new.
Yeah. But this one, I find it has a bit more of a bridges a gap between this sort of stuff and Hot Snakes. I found this one was a little bit more harsher with some of the sort of chords they're doing, and not quite as straight ahead arrangements as the last one. But it also comes in the most awesome vinyl. It's like a multicoloured splatter one. And it sounds great. I think, what's his name? Atom said that he really worked on the drum part. So he seems to be the main driving force in the band. I think the other guys have their solidness over the top, or sort of whatever arrangements they've got, but underneath the drums he's constantly trying to change them and do more rhythms and stuff, and actually make the songs move along with what he's doing. So it's quite a drum-led album, but it's brilliant. So I've very, very much enjoyed that finally coming out. Supposedly they recorded it in COVID, and it's just been sat there for about 3 years or 4 years.
I think there's a few bands that have done that, isn't there?
Yeah, I think they recorded the first album and then pretty much recorded this one before the other one even got released, or soon after. So no, it's good. So I've had a good splurge with John Reese. So I'm going to take a photo which you can put up on Instagram of my Speedo or John Reese collection.
A picture of your Speedos.
Of my Speedos. Yeah. Me and my budgie smugglers.
Well, we need to try something else to get more fans on board.
Well, I think we're going to lose some. Put that one up. So that was so that was been good. So I've had a real sort of splurge on his sort of back catalogue, which I've very much enjoyed. And then I've got two more things so I'll quickly go into. One of them comes under more of our re-releases when we do go into it. Was recently was the 40th anniversary of I Don't Want to Grow Up by the Descendants, and that again, always the Descendants. But Org Music, obviously, they've gone through to their second wave. So I picked up both of those ones. So I got the Punk Note version and the original. Both sound absolutely brilliant. It's nice to have it on a nice proper reissue of it. I like what they're doing with it. I said I was kind of, when I went on their website, I was looking at all the Bad Brain ones they've been doing as well, and I've been going, oh, maybe I'll go and get those. But so are they going to do all the Descendants? They're doing all the SST ones. So I think their original plan is to do the first 4. So that'll be from Milo up to the album called All, and then I think on a podcast I heard they will be trying to do Live Age and Whoreacre, which is the 2 live albums they did with them, and I think they've also got the rights to do Bonus Fat and Fat and Bonus Fat, which is the first EP they ever did. So yeah, they're trying to get everything re-released through them. Epitaph stuff onwards, that's freely available, and I've got no issues with their catalogue through them and Fat Wreck. So no, it's exciting. So so that was another good one. The Punk Note version looks good. I like what they're doing with it. So that was good. And then the last thing I did was I popped past my local for Black Friday, which even the record store owner kind of said, I think I'm done with the Black Friday stuff. Like, he had a small queue of people coming in the morning, and then it kind of just pitted out, really, he said, and he's got quite a bit of stock and it just wasn't sold. It must be difficult because they never know what to get, because historically most shops you can go months after, and by the end of the year this stuff's in the end of year sales rack because they're stuck with it, they can't get rid of it, and the initial joy and enthusiasm lasts the first few hours, and then that's it. And then once you've lost the enthusiasm for the first few hours of standing around outside with your mates in the early hours, once that's gone, because I think less and less people are doing that, especially in this country, I would say. It's kind of just another day, which on one hand is a good thing, because if it was there to raise the profile of independent shops, I think it has done that, because, as we all know, looking at the press, that record sales are going through the roof again now, so it served its purpose, so maybe it's time to give it a rest, Probably. It just, funny enough, I went into Willen Hospice, which is like a charity shop, and they've got tons and tons of the record store day and Black Friday stuff, because I think they bought all the stock for cheap because no one wants it. It's surprising, but yeah, I popped my head past, and on the list nothing really flew out off the page to me. I think the only thing I really saw, Slow Burn, which I ended up picking up, because I think the only other place I've seen it was when me and you went to Rise Above. Yeah, that was anything that really threw out at me, so I managed to pick that one up, which I was very happy. It's on 12. It's the first time on 12-inch, and this is also on that Org Music, funnily enough, which you're doing the Descendants. They're the ones who reissued it. So the thing is, even though it came out for Record Store Day or Black Friday, we want to call it, it's just on their website, so I think it was getting reissued anyway. It just got pulled in with that stuff. But I took a view on it. I do want it, but it was kind of like, am I going to go out and do that early morning Record Store Day just for that, on the off chance they've got it? I'll pick it up at some point, but no doubt I'll see it. It's around, as I said, it's on their website. You can pick it up. I think there's not many places that don't have it. It's great. I really enjoyed it. Sadly, one side which will annoy you is because it's got a big etched B-side, because it's only got 4 songs. Well, I'm not so bothered about that, because it's one disc and you've got all the songs on one side, so I haven't got to change it over. No, it's great. Slow Burn, one of John Garcia's best little projects. It's a shame that it didn't last longer than 4 songs, but Prize Fighter, Muse, Pilot the Dunes, my favourite one. I think that one's just an amazing song, and it ends on July. So I think they've reformed a couple of times and done some like shows and desert fests and stuff. But he seems to sort of like jump between his old projects. Like I think at the moment he might be doing some gigs with Hermano, and then they're reissuing or they're releasing a live album, and then he'll go and do Unida for a little bit, and then he comes back to Slow Burn. Like he sort of, whenever he feels like it, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'll do a gig with you." But he's the grandfather of the stoner scene. He can do what he wants, really. Yeah, but Musing the Amazing. If you like your stoner and you haven't heard it, check it out. So yeah, that was my main sort of stuff. It's been be nice buying them. I've got some other things, but I think I'm going to bring those into later in the show because they're probably more relevant there. What about yourself then? What have you been listening to?
Well, I'm like yourself. I've got a couple of things I'm not going to talk about yet because I've not listened to them. They've been sat in the racks. I'm staring at them now, but I just haven't got round to it yet. And I've probably had them a good 5-6 weeks at least. Sort of early November-ish, late October, I think. But anywho, what I have bought...
I'm waiting.
For some... I'm here. For some odd... you skip around genres and you pick up things you haven't listened to in years. The Wonder stuff. I don't know if you've heard of these.
I remember them with Rick Reeves. I'm dizzy, my head is spinning.
That's where everybody remembers them from. Local band, Midlands band, sort of late 80s, early 90s. They're split up for a long time. I do remember
them before Vic.
All right, just trying to raise your credibility now. It's fine.
My credibility? What? By people thinking, he knows the Wonder stuff.
He knows the Wonder stuff. What's the B-side of Unbearable then? The original release, not the reissue?
I ain't got a fucking clue. I know them. I didn't say I like their stuff.
Yeah. Anywho, this is their debut. It's called The Eight-Legged Groove Machine. I've never owned this. It just came up. My friend bought it at a fair about 12 months ago for about a tenner. And I do see them occasionally at fairs, but it never crosses my mind to pick them up. I've got CDs, and I've got a couple of 7-inches. But for some reason, I've just started listening to this just lately, and I thought, I'm going to go and buy this. Assuming it would just be readily available, it'd be easy. Not so. It's one of those you just assume. Local band, they were quite popular. It's an indie album from the late 80s. It'll be easy to pick up. It really wasn't. I've had to really sort of scour the usual places, eBay, Discogs, whatever. There's been no reissues of it at all. So this is the original 1988 pressing. I managed to find it on eBay eventually. It's a very good copy, to be honest. Give it a bit of a clean and there's not a crackle in sight. Sleeves in really nice condition. It's one of those that's advertised as in fair condition, and you think, fair, I think it's like 18 quid. I thought that'll do, whatever. But it's actually in very, very good condition. I don't think it's been barely played, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This, and there's a couple of other sort of late 80s Midlands bands I've been getting back into. But these head and above because I was really into them at the time, and I've not listened to them for a long time. So yeah, really enjoying that. Great little album. It's full of, I don't know if you're going to know them. It's Your Money I'm After Baby. Give me more. These were like big indie hits. Unbearable, brilliant song. A Wish Away. It's just absolutely cracking, catchy, jangly indie from the late 80s. It's perfected. Brilliant album. Love it.
Fair enough. You were wearing a t-shirt by the other week, weren't you? When I was talking to you.
I was, yeah. So I bought that, and then I was just flicking through it, and I saw Wonder Stuff t-shirts, and I thought, I'll get a t-shirt. So that came. Yeah, I mean, I've had to peel it off myself today, to be fair. It was, I yeah, it's getting a bit funky. The other album, as far as turntables concerned, because I've streamed a lot lately with work and whatnot. As far as sitting at the turntable and listening to stuff, this beast, which is one of my absolute top albums ever, which is Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. They've just toured. It's the first tour they've done in about 8 years. They've just got this habit of every handful of years they just do a tour. They don't release anything new. They might reissue something once in a blue moon, but so everybody's talking about them again. So I had to put this on because it's genius, absolute perfection. For me, one of the greatest albums that's ever been released. Did you know this? Do you know My Bloody Valentine?
I think you've asked me this before. I know of them and I've heard occasional bits, but I've never really investigated them. I think the last time you said about one of their albums, I would put it on the list to go and listen to, and I don't think I ever got round to it.
When I first started listening to them, 20 years now, I genuinely thought the tape was fucked. It just sounded wonky and blurry and like that, and you're like, what? Oh, fuck, that's not good. When I eventually got the vinyl of it, I got back into them, bought the vinyl of it, and it was the same. I was like, that's the way it's supposed to sound. But you get into it, and it is absolutely incredible. I've got the original press of this, but it's going for a few quid now, so I don't touch that one. This is the reissue from, I want to say, about 2022, which is on the gatefold sleeve. It's like shiny with tip-on sleeve thing. It's beautiful reissue done properly.
Is this Kevin Shields? Is that him?
Kevin Shields. They did this and the first album, Isn't Anything, they reissued. I've got them both. But yeah, I've had a bit of them on. I just get lost in them. They just blow my mind still now, when they're like in their 60s, and they do this song live called You Made Me Realise, which was their big like classic single of the 80s, and in that song there's about I would say 45 seconds of just noise. When they play it live, they extend it to 10 minutes, just that section. And it's a thing people look forward to. They end the show with it. They play hella loud anyway.
I have heard.
But in the middle section, they just make a noise for 10 minutes. I can't imagine going and seeing that. It's like an endurance test. And looking at videos on YouTube, because the sound's so loud that it gets clipped for the audio quality, so you don't get the effect of what they're doing. So it'd be an awesome thing to see live, but probably definitely.
Lucky, honestly, you'd have got ripped apart if you'd have taken one of those records back to the shop. I think this one's fucked. I think there's something wrong with this. And they're just like, what? No, put it on. It's it doesn't sound right. That's how it sounds. Oh shit.
And this is years after it was released. They already the popularity and disappeared and stuff. I'm getting into it way after the fact, like at the early 2000s, and thinking, what was all the fuss about these at the time? It's just, and like the videos are the same. They're just blurry and weird, and I'm like, nah, I'm missing something here. But it's a classic example of there's just something you hear in it that you like, and you work at it, and eventually you get it. Because some albums are immediate, some you have to really work at, don't you? And that's one I've really worked hard at. So I got the rewards at the end because, like I say, it's an incredible album.
Yeah, I think there's only a couple of albums I've ever taken back and then a few years later go, oh, I get it now, and then actually re-bought it. I can't remember which. I think the first time I ever bought a Sonic Youth album, I bought it and went, yeah, what the fuck am I thinking? And then took it back. Yeah, but then, like, literally a year later, I went, oh, and I had to go back and re-buy it. And, yeah. I think it was dirty.
Charge you double.
I think it was dirty. I think it was that one. I bought it and just wasn't sure, because I think I'd heard Nirvana and went, oh, everyone says Sonic Youth, Nirvana are the same, and they're not. So I was expecting that, and then I just went, oh, okay. So then took it back, and then I think I must have heard another song by them and gone, oh, okay, I get it now, and then rebought it, and then got into Sonic Youth. And I think I did the same also with the first time I ever heard Phantomas. I think I bought Phantomas. I went and bought the live album and just went, this is fucked. This is shit. I then took it back. I think I did eventually buy it again, but at the time I was like, no, not happening.
I like the audacity of not even just go, I'll just put that in the collection and forget about it. The audacity of, no, this is shit. Back to the shop. What the fuck is this you've sold me? It's fucking rubbish. Then 12 months later, haven't got any Phantomas.
Can you just give me back the copy I brought back?
Don't make a thing of it.
I must say though, I think around these periods is when I was just a runner in London. So I was living in London on like $7,500 a year. Like, if I bought a CD, it had to be one that I wanted, otherwise it's going back.
Oh yeah. When you're a kid, and especially when you're a kid, and you got paper round money and a bit of pocket money, you had to be very particular about what you bought. So if it was something that didn't meet your expectations, you'd be like, you got to take it back because you can't afford to buy it.
It's like the days of cassettes. Take it home, quickly put it onto a C90, take it back. Oh, I don't want this one. Not that we ever did that, kids.
No, of course not. Cassettes, what are they?
Oh dear. Oh, this is going to be if my brother's listening to this one. I remember one Christmas he got me for Christmas some guitar picks.
Oh, family secrets coming out now.
A pack of 5 C90s. I couldn't decide if it was a really good gift or a really shit one at the time, but I probably used all of them.
I'd always get blank tapes for Christmas. Always. You'd open it up and you go, or somebody buys C60s. Oh, nan. That's like an hour. That's shit. I can't get Van Halen 1 and 2 on this.
What were you thinking? Oh dear. But yes, fun times. Cool. Have you got anything else? Was that's all your listenings?
That is pretty much. I've barely been near the turntable the last couple of weeks, so that's bits and bobs. But I can't keep talking about Tragically Hip and stuff like that anymore. So.
No, as I said, it's been very busy. I said like, I'm finally winding down now, but there you go. All right. Well, we're going to go in to this.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's the Christmas alphabet.
And this week, obviously, it's not a letter. We are doing the Christmas alphabet. So both of us have skimmed through our collections, and luckily for you guys, luckily, we both have one Christmas album in our collection.
That was weird. That you brought the suggestion up, and I was like, no. I was, oh God, no, really, I have.
And I've got a fucking classic. So yeah, we both pulled out our. They've got to be our childhood albums, really.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't even know who bought it. I don't know if my dad bought it. My dad bought it for my brother, I don't know how it's in our collection, but we have it. So my one is Father Abraham in Smurfland. It is awesome. So it's got a mixture, but it does have a couple of Christmas songs on it. You've got Smurfing beer. Beer, Smurfing beer. You don't get drunk and it isn't deer. So basically, what the hell is it? It's pointless by the sounds of it. And then you've got Christmas in Smurfland. The Magic Flute of Smurf. Dippity Day. Honestly, some classics.
I think I've got that Magic Flute 7-inch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
But yeah. So, yeah, Father Abraham. The Smurfs. Hello there, Smurfs. I listened to it and I think when I was younger, I used to play this a lot, I think. I don't know why my dad, I don't know if he thought it was a good idea or bad, but, and I'm guessing they didn't make it says, this is, the serial number is Smurf 1. Decca Records. Yeah, is that...
Indie before their time. DIY.
Christmas in Smurfland. So yeah, no, all the classics are here. Me and my brother must have taken this to school. I remember the days that in primary school you could all take a record in or a single to play when you did like the Christmas games and stuff. I remember taking in the Frog Chorus with Paul McCartney and many other horrendous songs, and I think this was probably one of them as well. Yeah, there you go. Father Abraham in Smurfland.
Simon's picks for the week.
Jesus Christ. But yes, a classic.
Now mine, I'm a little bit upset looking at this now because I prided myself. I bought a Miles Davis album a couple of years ago, Kinda Blue, and I very specifically picked I didn't just want to pick up a nice new thing. I like, with jazz, I like the idea of getting old original pressings, and I managed to pick up for a decent price a 1962 repress. Since I bought it, it's very much a pride enjoying as much. Oh, this is the oldest record, the oldest physical record.
I know where this is going.
It's 63 years old. Can you believe it? It's amazing. It's awesome. Now, this album, Walt Disney's Christmas favourites. Got a nice Mickey on the front on a sled. I've just pulled the record because I'm thinking, how old is this? I can't see a date on it. I've pulled the record out, which is fucked, by the way. And I'm looking at it, and it's 1958. So this is now the oldest record in my collection, which is quite disappointing. All my cred's gone out the window. But again, childhood album. I probably haven't listened before the other day. I did put it on the other day. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome because it immediately takes you back.
It's what classics are on it.
But I bet I haven't listened to... Yeah. I bet I haven't listened to this since I was about 3. So the fact that it's 1958 stands to reason, obviously. What's on it? You've got Hark the Herald Angels Sing by Ludwig Mousensky and the All Mouse Choir. You've got 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. That's probably my favourite. Jiminy Cricket. That's great. Jingle Bells again. Ludwig Mousensky. The Jungle Tree. Yeah. Kris Kringle's my favourite. That's a great song. I love that. Tomorrowland. The Futuristic Christmas Tree. Fantasyland. Winter Wonderland. Yeah, that's all stuff you're going to know. It's a kid's Christmas album. What can you say? It's brilliant. I had a very similar one to this, a Christmas Fraggles album.
I remember the Fraggles.
That was a cassette, though. I'll give you less cred, obviously, because it's a cassette. I didn't know whatever happened to that, but I'm glad. I don't know why on earth I've kept this. It's just here. Like I say, it's absolutely battered to fuck. It crackles like bacon being cooked. But, it's great.
Where are they all now? Jimmy D. Cricket, he's probably living on the streets.
I mean, to be fair, Mickey's not looking bad for his age.
He's had some work done, mate.
I think he has. It's the eyes. You can see in the eyes, can't you?
Round the back, everything's pulled so tight. But let go, it looks like a bulldog.
You got 3 people stood behind him, stretching the skin over his head. Come on, Mickey, come on. But yeah, I mean, Disney Christmas, you can't go wrong with that. I don't know if they even do things like this anymore, do they? What are the kids into these days? I don't know.
Drill music.
They're missing out. A drill.
Saying that, I've a couple of years ago we actually went and spent Christmas in Disney. It is cool. Like, it is a very magical place. You can't, especially if you've got kids. They can see why the kids' Christmas albums gonna make you happy when you're younger. Maybe more so than the Smurfs, but you know.
I do remember watching the Smurfs when I was a kid, but I do not remember the premise of it. I don't understand what they are, what they're doing, where they are. All that's gone. I just remember blue things. Are they intermingled with? This is probably a question for the podcast, but are they intermingled? Are they in a Smurf land? Are they intermingled in our society? I don't remember. I feel like it's a bit more of a political picture than...
I don't know, because then there was that like evil bloke with a cat or something, wasn't it? Who used to terrorise them. I don't know. Kids' TV, I've realised since my kid...
Mental?
Oh, it's like, honestly, it's like you're on acid or something like that. Fucking Moomins, what the hell was that about? Clangers?
Yeah.
Like, I've tried to explain to my kids about Button Moon, and they were honestly looking at...
And they're going,
They were just looking at me going, you what? No, it was great. There was a spoon, and there was a tin can that went up to well, it was a button, but you know...
They went to space in a can of beans.
I know, this is it. And you're just trying to...
Awesome.
You're trying to explain it to them, and they're like going, so what, you're saying that's better than Pokemon? Well, fuck Pokemon. This is like... It was a spoon. Was there any budget? Well, there was a bit of a budget.
Yes, and they put a tin of beans with it.
Mr. Ben, there was a shop. He went in and he became a knight. Okay, it sounds great, Dad.
Brilliant.
I know.
Well done.
I know.
Let's not go to that shop, yeah?
I know. I'm just going
What's for
to
tea?
carry on watching YouTube. All right, bye-bye.
I'm going to carry on watching epic fails on YouTube.
Yeah, basically. Honestly, some of the crap they watch, I'm just like, I give up. There you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, let's get into the feature.
We got a feature, musical feature. Here comes our feature coming up now.
Hello and welcome back. And the feature, obviously, is just our end-of-year roundup, which this year, obviously... We've had a few more months than we did last time to actually do a proper wrap-up, because I think last time we kind of started and then went into it. So this one, we've got a full year of releases.
Yeah, and I think it's been a great year because last Christmas we'd had a couple of months under our belts. This year we've had a full year of doing the pod and a full year of discussing what we've bought. Not just between ourselves, but with you lovely people out there, and it's just been a lot more enjoyable with the feedback we've had and feeding off each other and stuff. I've just got a bit of a wider brush this year. I think picked up a lot of stuff. I've gone back to a lot of kind of things, and I've just really enjoyed it. It's been a good year musically, I think.
Yeah, it has been. Like I said, we'll go through the stuff we've bought and like our favourite albums or new albums or whatever it is. But I said just generally, I said like apart from the new stuff that's come out this year, it's been fun just me and you just chatting on mic or off mic about different things and introducing each other to new stuff and finding things, and as you said, it's been fun. Like I'm enjoying music. Not that I didn't, but I'm enjoying it a lot more since doing this because it gives us a chance to just chat about it and discover things. So no, it's been good. It's good because you put a bit more effort into it and actually trying to make some time to listen. When before I got very used to just playing stuff in the car or when I was an electrician on site just off my radio. So now I'm actually listening and I'm enjoying music a lot more. So it's cool.
It's the whole ritual of it. It's sitting at home with the record, putting it on the turntable and getting on with your chores and whatever else you're doing, but you're very much doing it the old school way.
Cool. Right. Wow. We've got we've split this up into a few different segments. So this one is, what we're saying, it's new old albums we've discovered. So something from chatting to each other or whatever, we have discovered something completely brand new that we haven't previously really listened to or given much time to.
Or heard of.
Or heard of, yeah. So what purchases this year are new old albums then?
For myself, do you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
The big one for me, I've had some very weird periods this year. Just as a general overview, I started off the year. I just got back into death metal and thrash again, just out of thin air. So I had a long period of that. I bought a few of those kind of albums, and then a few new releases started coming out. I started picking up on those. We made it very public about the Black Sabbath thing because of Ozzy. So a big Black Sabbath phase, as we both did.
Yeah.
Which led us into a bigger, wider sort of 80s rock, 80s, 90s rock thing.
Yes.
The hair metal and stuff took us back. So it's been a wide range this year. I've really gotten into it. One band that stood head and shoulders above all else for me is a band called Tragically Hip.
I don't think you've ever mentioned them.
I haven't, no. and it was literally, I'd heard of them. I knew they were Canadian. I know they're massive in Canada, nowhere else, kind of a cult band everywhere else. Never really been bothered. I didn't know what they were like. I just assumed they were a bit, I just thought they were a bit gimmicky. But seeing them, I just thought, they're just going to be a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of an oddball band. When I finally did hear them, because I did a documentary about them this year, and I watched that without having heard any of the music, and it absolutely blew me away. And spoiler alert, the singer died 10 years ago, and, you know, it's the way they portray that in the film, because they're such a close band, they've got a lot of love. It was really emotional, it was really upsetting to see it all and stuff. So after I'd watched that, I was like, I've got to get some. So I went and bought this, which I've talked about recently, which is their album Fully Completely from 92. And it's honestly, I didn't read till I got my Spotify Wrapped, because not only have I been playing the vinyl, I've been playing it a lot on Spotify, and it was by far and away my most played album on Spotify this year. I just absolutely love it. I think they're an absolutely brilliant band, and I can't believe I'd never listened to them before. I mean, to be fair, they were obscure anyway, so there's no reason it would have jumped out at me. So yeah, this is my top old new album discovered this year, and I've got this beautiful box set which I talked about before. It's got a live album in it, it's got a big book in it, but just the album itself, the basic album, is outstanding. I absolutely love it, and I'm trying hard to find more Tragically Hip stuff, but you cannot get it in the UK. It's very, very expensive, so unless I book a round trip to Canada, which is probably quite freely available there, I'm going to struggle for a while. But yeah, that's my top one. That's my top number one. Aside from that, as I was saying, back in the death metal this year, so I just pick my favourite ones of those I've picked up. And Entombed, Left Hand Path, I picked up a couple of Entombed albums this year, but this is proper, like their old school early.
Yeah.
I think it's their second album.
Which one? Left Hand Path is their, yeah, Left Hand Path is their debut. Clandestine was the second.
That's right, yeah. Didn't get around to Clandestine yet. What I will say is I've bought a few things on Earache this year. Not the best pressings.
No.
I mean, brilliant albums, just not the best pressings, which leads me on to my other one that I've picked out. Again, I've picked up a few of these this year, but Carcass, and it's Necroticism, Descanting and Salubrious. Don't ask me to say it again.
I wouldn't even try myself, so yeah.
I picked up all the Carcass albums this year. That's my favourite, I think. Just. Yeah, so as far as getting into old bands, picking up their catalogues, these are kind of big ones for death metal.
Yeah.
And then from there, again, we've spoke about it quite recently, Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Picked up a few Priest albums recently, and obviously the best, it's got to be Painkiller. It's just absolutely mental from start to finish. I just can't believe a big popular band went this hard, because generally speed metal bands and thrash bands are kind of under the radar. If you knew, you knew, but they weren't big pop, in the public eye. Judas Priest were a big popular band, and to do an album like this is just astonishing, really. And I'd never heard this album. I knew the title track, I'd never heard this album.
Yeah.
Bought it, absolutely love it. So,
there's not many Priest albums, I think, which aren't amazing. So they had that, especially considering that they'd done their two lesser albums before coming out with Painkiller, and then go, no, we know what we're doing.
It just starts from opening, just from the very starting second. It's just brutal, brilliant. And like I say, I've picked up other Judas Priest albums this year, but yeah, it's this kind of head and shoulders above the rest. It's great stuff.
Awesome. That's always great when you find something. Like I said, doesn't have to be something underground. It can be something big. So you rediscovering like the Tony Martin Sabbath albums as well. Like they've always been there, but it's just you might not even be aware of them.
Or you've heard them at some point, you know, when you was like 13, 14, you just haven't heard them for a long time, and you're listening with fresh ears, you know.
Yeah.
As I say, with our Black Sabbath dig earlier this year, basically covered the catalogue. I didn't think I was interested in anything post-Aussie, and then it turns out I'm very interested in everything post-Aussie.
Yeah, nah, this is it. I think you just sometimes just brush it aside because you think, oh, no. But yeah, no, it's always worth going. Like, at the end of the day, still got Tony Iommi writing the riffs, so it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Just got to get used to the different singers, really, isn't it?
No, not at all. That's it. Top of my pile was Tragically Hip.
All right, fair enough. All right, new old albums for me. To be honest, it's the same band, and I got 2 of their albums. I think I talked about them earlier in the year. I think when we mentioned about John Sykes dying, and I was like, okay, who is this? I recognise the name. So I look back on him, and he is just a ripping guitarist. Like, I like my guitar. I'm a guitarist first and foremost before any other instrument. And I love a good shredder, but then I kind of only know certain ones. The moment I found him, I was like, he's just so aggressive, and he's just brilliant. So I went and looked into him. So obviously I found out he was on Whitesnake 1987, but then he was also in a band. His first band that I found his name in was Tigers of Pantang, which I kind of know because James Hetfield is a big fan of them. So I went back and tried to discover them. Finally, only recently, ended up managing to get their first 2, second and third album on vinyl, and that was through a company called Atlas Records. They were good. They test play and everything, and I got hold of them. So the one which I think has stood out for me the most was Spellbound, which is the first one with John Sykes. This album is absolutely banging. Like, it's proper old school, early 80s, just rock. It's just riffing from start to finish. I think there's like one ballady one on it and a couple of maybe half and half sort of choruses. It just, honestly, I play it quite a lot now, and this one I've been playing loads. Like, it's got Hellbound, which is like the main song that stands out to me. Hellbound, Gangland, Take It. I think the big hit's meant to be Silver and Gold, which the verse is brilliant. The chorus could be better, but it's just some really good, just proper like old school rock, really. So I've just really been enjoying that one. They're not the prettiest band in the world, apart from John Sykes, I think. I think they got him in just to have a looker. Yeah, so I checked his stuff out. So I got that one, and then I also got at the same time Crazy Nights, which is the album after this one, which is just as good. I think this Spellbound has got a little bit more energy to it, and I think really impressed me. But this one's just as good. Yeah, they were really good, and they're good copies, good pressings. I think one of them's the original. Spellbound is the original press, and I think this one is a European pressing, so of Crazy Nights. But never the best fucking artwork, but it really, really.
No, that's part of the charm, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. It just they've just really impressed me. Like, I didn't really know much about them. I don't know what they're like past John Sykes, but so far I'm interested to hear more. They're just a good English. Is it new wave of British heavy metal band? So I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
I think the best thing about that sort of era, your Tigers, Pantangs, even Priest and stuff, earlier Priest, that sort of early 80s thing, because that style of music is fairly new and fresh. It had to, producers were just learning how to record and how to make this sort of stuff sound good, because traditionally they're not going into the studios with lots of distorted musical instruments and banging drums. A lot of these albums, when they get it right, they sound great. Sometimes they sound like you're banging cardboard boxes and muffled guitars, but when they get the sound right and the songs are great, it just makes for a perfect recipe.
Yeah,
they're just brilliant, and they really stand the test of time.
Yeah, so I've been really enjoying like the more 80s guitar tones that they used to get. Like, it's not so processed now. Everything kind of sounds the same. Like this one, they've got a real crunchy sort of rhythm guitar bit, and then the lead. When the lead comes in, it properly sings. So I was really enjoying it. Like, to John Sykes, I was kind of looking to some of the stuff he did. He does an album with Thin Lizzy. I'm not willing to try it. I'm just not a fan of Thin Lizzy. I've never got them. I don't know why. Everyone goes on about them, but I'm not willing to.
It's because they're shit, Simon.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Waiting for an Alibi, I don't mind. And apart from that, I kind of lost track of them. I don't really think much. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, that was it. Tigers of Pantan. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm really. I've been trying to search for it. I think when we went up to do our London trip, I was trying to find it and I couldn't. But I managed to finally find some copies, and that's made me very, very happy.
And who'd have thought 12 months ago you'd be buying Tigers of Pantang records?
Exactly, and that's the brilliant fucking thing about it. Yeah, which then will bring us into basically the next one. So the next one was basically our fave purchases in general. So not including all the new albums. These are ones that like we've just been out and about, and it could be your grails. It could just be an album that like you've rediscovered and then you've gone and just rebought on vinyl. Like so, these ones you already know them. But you've been like, on the hunt and like you're just happy that you finally got hold of them.
Yeah.
Back to you. Obviously, which ones did you manage to pick up that you were like, thank God I finally got this?
I've had a great year for Grails. Great year, because a lot of the time I talk myself out of things because I just it's expensive and all this sort of stuff. And then, I'll see it at a fair or something, hold it in my hands and go, oh my God, I can't believe I've seen it. And then put it back in the racks and walk away and get home and think, why the fuck didn't I buy that? I had the money on my hip. I should have bought it. So this year I've been a bit more, fuck it, I'm going to get it. And this has been my top grail for years, because it's, again, one of my favourite albums, and it's Beck's Midnight Vultures, which I've paid a pretty penny for, but, once time's passed, that goes out the window and you're just glad you've got the record. This is just outstanding. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I can't believe I still own it. It's shrink-wrapped, it's new to all intents and purposes. They probably play tested it and then put it for sale, but
people can't see this, but Dan is slightly crying as he looks at it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a horrible sleeve, but it's an awesomely horrible sleeve. One of my favourite albums. Love it. People talk about Beck and it's like Odelay or Hello Gold.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a big... to be fair, I bought the original pressing of Odelay a few months before, which wasn't quite as expensive. It's about 50 quid or something. But I'm still not 100% on board with that album. It's good. It's not this. It's not great. And then once I've bought this, what I tend to do, and I always do this, once I've spunked a load of money, I think, what else can I buy? And I go and spend some more money. One of my grails was this, which is Monster Magnet's Super Judge. Because we've been listening to a lot of Stoner this year, I thought, I'm finally just going to pull the trigger on this and find a decent copy. So I did. It's not an original pressing, it's a music on vinyl repress on blue vinyl. But again, still rare as hen's teeth. Some of these music on vinyls they just come and go quite quickly and you really struggle to find them. But yeah, that's again another, I'd hit the ground running now. 2 grails in a week. It was awesome.
I'm bleeding money, I may as well carry on going.
Exactly. And then I'll just quickly talk about my favourite purchases this year. I bought a lot, but they're all grails really. Another one was this Mike Watt solo album.
Yeah, I still need to listen to it.
Hogwarts talk about. Brilliant. Double blue vinyl. Mental all over. Exactly what you'd expect from Mike Watt. Minutemen were a bit odd. Firehose are a bit odd. He's a bit odd. He's just got all these weird little projects, but everybody loves him. He's a brilliant bassist. So many guests on this. Just looking at it now, you've got Half the Screaming Trees on it, you've got fucking Dave Grohl, Frank Black, Beastie Boys, Kathleen Hanna, Jay Maskis, Dave Perner, Soul Asylum, Lee Ronaldo, Henry Rollins. I mean, anybody who's anybody in that scene is on this album. It's a brilliant album. Love that. And then I'll finally give a mention to this live album by Bill Callahan, Rough Travel for a Rare Thing, which is another grail, which again was quite elusive. Not that expensive, but it was always quite elusive. It didn't come up very often. So it came, and it was like 30 quid, so immediately without thinking about it, boom, I'm having that. And I love that. It's hard to describe, so I'm not going to. Just go and find it and listen to it.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
that's Bill Callahan's live album. Those are my favourites this year because they've been grails. I love buying new albums. I love not having nice new shiny things. I like finding OG pressings. Love that. The thrill of just finding it at a fair or whatever, or just randomly in a shop. But to find grails, stuff you've been after for years and years,
wonderful,
to just pop up and getting it. So it's been a good year for these. Love them. Absolutely love them.
Perfect. Well, my ones, obviously carrying on with the John Sykes, and I've talked about it many, many times. Reintroduced myself to the White Snake 1987. As you said, if we'd have said this in January, I would have gone, no, not a fucking chance, mate.
Ooh, White Snake?
Yeah, I don't know. I've really, really enjoyed it. I even got the Slip of the Tongue album afterwards and enjoyed that one as well. So I've kind of very much enjoyed it. Like, I think even as you said, like, you go and do your roundup on your streaming, I think it came in at my 10th most played album of the year as well. So I've been like, I've not just been playing it on vinyl, but I've been streaming it heavily as well. But yeah, like, there's a couple of lesser songs, but generally there's not really a bad one on it. They're just, there's the hits and then there's the other ones, and the other ones aren't that bad. So I was very happy to go and get hold of this on vinyl. Been playing it again and just enjoying it. So anybody who's got an issue with that can go and get fucked. Right. And then my last two just favourite purchases is, I'm a huge Andy Weatherall fan. I'm a huge fan of Two Lone Swordsmen. So I sort of put the effort in this year to finally finish off my vinyl collection. So one of them was like a grail, a bit like your one, which is Wrong Me In 2, which is the final album by the Two Lone Swordsmen. The first one I've got on a box set, and this one I only ever had it on a CD, and I don't think it was I should have bought it at the time and I just didn't, so I've kind of regretted it. So this one's probably the more pricier side of vinyl that I've bought. It was above 60 quid, I think I paid for it, but I think I've just done a private job for someone and installed an outside socket, so I was like, I'm buying it. But it's brilliant. It was a perfect copy. There's no issues with it. It sounds great. It's not my favourite album by them, but it's just one that I've been wanting to get to go and complete it. So I got that one, and that was just absolutely brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. And then I also, it's a bit of a beat up copy. Yeah, like the Warp ones, as you said before, it's really hard to go and find really good copies. So they're always quite a bit beaten up. So yeah, no, this one was very, very happy with this one. The vinyl was absolutely perfect, but the rest of it's a bit beaten up. So it was nice to just grab that and complete the collection, really. So I was very happy. So yeah, Two Lone Swordsmen ones. So I've managed to go and get all the ones that I want by them, and very much been enjoying that. There you go then. So yeah, they were the new favourite purchases of those ones. And I guess we've got two more segments we were going to do. We were going to go into, three in it, I think. Other one was reissues. There's been some good reissues this year as well, hasn't there?
There has. I'd momentarily forgot about this bit. This has been my favourite. Again, I've talked about this at length. The God Machine. They reissued the two God Machine albums in January, in fact. So it's been a good 12 months. These are absolutely amazing albums. They've long been favourites of mine, and they split up very, very quickly because one of the members died when they were making the second album, and they just split up and never got back together, just kind of dissipated. I think the singer's gone on and done other things, but very, very low-key, not to any kind of a big cult popularity or anything. I'm not quite sure what he does now, but it was very much two and done for these, and they are just awesome alternative rock albums from 93 and 95. Scenes from the Second Story was the debut, and One Last Laugh in a Place of Dying was the second album, which I've been playing that more, to be fair, because I've not listened to that as much over the years as the debut. They're just I cannot believe, I mean, we're frequently astounded when bands don't get as big as we expect them to, but these are they were just fully formed out the gate. They're just a perfect band of the time, and you're talking about Scenes from the Second Story was 93, and I mean, Tool were perfecting things like this 4 or 5 years later. You know, Stone Temple Pilots, all these alternative crunchy bands, anybody making anything lengthy and epic. These were there first, and so I don't get why they don't get the credit they deserve. They're very much a cult. People are like me, the people that like it are like, oh my god, they're amazing. But they just didn't really reach anybody, and it's so weird. So yeah, these are my absolute two favourite reissues. They couldn't believe they were coming, because I just thought they're not popular at all, so it was really weird. And the fact it's not coming out on a budget label, they're both on the original label they're on, which is Fiction. It's the Cure on Fiction.
Cure's on Fiction,
and
yeah.
They're beautifully packaged. The sleeves are awesome. They're doubles. I mean, they're long, so they have to be.
Bit of effort's gone into it.
A lot of effort's gone into it. They sound fantastic, and yeah, I've listened to those a lot this year.
Just what you want.
Elsewhere, it is. It's I was chuffed. I've listened to it again this week. It's been on and off all year. Elsewhere, the fall reissue campaign carried on Cherry Red Records. Now, I'm not 100% happy with these. I mean, Cherry Red got basically carte blanche to release what they want at the fall since Mark died, and they have put a lot of stuff out that wasn't available for years and years, or it's very expensive. So fair play to them for that. And they sound fine. It's great. My only issue is that the artwork, the sleeves are kind of flim, just feel a bit cheap. I mean, it's not about that, it's about the music, and as long as the music's out there, it's good. But yeah, so this year, one of the albums they reissued was Sublingual Tablet from, oh God, I want to say it's about 2013, 14, something like that.
It could be something. I don't know.
I think it was their last but one album, and people weren't really paying that much attention to the Fall at this point, but they were still brilliant. I would say the last 4 or 5 albums are brilliant, and this is one of them. So to get this, and again, it's been put out on double. It's on like a purpley, sparkly vinyl. Brilliant album. I've had that on quite a lot this year. Awesomely terrible sleeve, as per. And occasionally I will pick up a Fall album. I haven't got, I'm not a completist with them. I think you've really got to go some. You've really got to be 100% dedicated to them to pick everything up. But occasionally I do pick up another one. If I see it and I'm in the mood, I'll pick it up. That one I saw come in because I really like this. This is kind of my entry point with them. Like my second entry point after initially getting into them years ago. So I love that album. And then my other favourite reissue this year has been, I don't even know if it's a reissue, I can't remember if it came out in the first place. I think it was just a film in the first place. But it's the Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii live album, which there was a concert film, and it was just them playing in the ruins of Pompeii. And this is the soundtrack to it. It's coming back to me now. I don't think it was ever released as a standalone thing. It was just part of the film.
Either way, it still counts.
It still counts. I'm just reading the sticker there. Legendary performance on vinyl for the first time, remixed as ever, as everything else at the minute by Stephen Wilson. But yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. It's them at the height of their post-Sid era, where they just played and played and played and played. Not much in the way of vocals. Before they started reining it in and making more concise music, this is when they just explode each other musically. Absolutely brilliant. Love this. Absolutely superb. A really nice packaging as well. And I went to buy it and it just sold out of her immediately because I don't think anybody was expecting it to do as well as it did. But there you go. Superb album.
Sweet. All right. Well, my ones, I won't dwell on them too much. Obviously, all the Descendants ones, it's just nice that the fact that the band are getting money from them and some care has actually gone into the product that's going out there. So absolutely, they blew my mind this year. So yeah, I was well happy that they came out. The Danzig ones were probably a bit like your God Machine. I never thought they were going to get a reissue. They've just been fucking just almost impossible to get hold of for so long. And so expensive. Like most of his catalogue, it's just, you could never get hold of it. So the fact that the first 4 albums have come out and they've made such a good job of the reissue. Sleeve, they've all got everything you want with them. They're all original, or look like the originals. They sound great, they're heavyweight, they've got everything you want. So from the Danzig ones, I've kind of been on a Danzig binge since getting them again because I've just kind of refound them again because I've got the CDs and stuff. It's just not something I just straight away think about streaming again. So I remember at the time being obsessed with him when I first discovered him. So these ones coming out have just reintroduced me again to Danzig, and those first 4 albums I think are untouchable for him. So that was great. So I was really happy. I mean, the moment I saw it, I was like just texting you going, oh my God, it's coming. They've actually finally releasing them. So that was brilliant.
Every couple of years, you tend to get something that just surprises you, that hits the spot, something you wasn't expecting to happen and does. And when it does, it's just sweet. And you might have the original pressing or you might have the CDs or whatever, but they're reissued, they're nice, they're new, they're shiny, they're on blue vinyl, and you're like, oh, I've got to have them. And that was yours this year, especially the Descendants. I know how long you were waiting for those.
So no, that was great. And we both got the Pet Shop Boys discography, the complete singles. That one's had a real bash in. Really, really. I love the Pet Shop Boys. You can't not. They do pop music so well. So this one was a wonderful addition to my collection. Means they're a band which I really like the singles. I've never really got into any of their albums, so that one really ticked a big sort of box for me for that one.
That's an album. That for me is a downstairs album, and what I mean by that is if I'm down, I can put that on and I could be in the lounge, pottering about or making dinner or whatever, and it's on in the background because it's nice pumping pop music. Upstairs music for me is sitting in the darkened corner listening to Carcass. That's not something that's going on downstairs.
And then the last one, which even though we grumble like fuck about Record Store Day, it was probably one of my favourite purchases from the Record Store Day releases, even though it did come out normally, and that was The Sword, Walk Riders, because love this album anyway, but then getting it on the vinyl, because of the way that it is split up into 2 parts, it's perfect for vinyl. It sounded absolutely phenomenal. There's such a good pressing. It's such a good artwork. I love the foil and the embossed bit of it. It's a real properly, like, you just sit there looking at you love the front cover.
Oh, the artwork's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's
just one of those ones I just kept staring at. I was reading the lyrics. It sounds good. It's just brilliant. It reintroduced me again back to this album again, and just went, why am I not playing this more? This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So
that's the power of a good reissue. Something will get announced, and you look at it and think, oh, forgotten about that.
Exactly. So that one sort of finished it off, really. Like the Danzig and the Descendants were just a joy that they came out, but that one just reintroduced me to that one album and just made me go, they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And since then, I've kind of gone back and bought all the Sword stuff. So I've completed my Sword collection, and they're just a quality band anyway. So that was awesome. So that was the reissues that really stood out for me this year.
And there has been more, but we're talking about a handful. But yeah, there's been quite a few come out, and I'm looking at my records, thinking, where are they? But yeah, there has been quite a few. And, they just seem to be getting better and better, because these labels and the bands as well are starting to realise, we can make money again. Okay, and you are happy. You are happy to make the bands the money. From your point of view, the Descendants, it's great they've got control of their own catalogue.
It is. They deserve it. They deserve everything they get.
It's yours. You've made it, and it's usually sat on a roster of. It's either lost on a roster in a major label somewhere, or it's some dick like Greg Ginn that's just doesn't give a fuck. It's just sat and he don't care.
No, so yeah, that one's well deserved. So that was those ones. So we're about in a minute to go into each of our top 5s, but there must have been some records that have come out this year which you've got and we go, oh, I'm really looking forward to this, and then gone, oh, that's a shame. So which one for you, or which two? Which, if you've got one or two, which one didn't hit the mark?
I would say the one that didn't quite hit the mark is the Mannix album, Critical Thinking. But again, came out, picked up Sound Out, picked up the God Machine reissue, so it was very much second behind those.
Well, we did review it, and I think that's the thing, though.
We did review it.
We were both very much had to go and put all our energy into listening to it and getting our head around it. So that was probably our review at the time, was our initial review, isn't it? Our first listens.
I think when we did the review, I think we'd had like a weekend of it, and that was it. So now we've had nearly 12 months of it, and I do periodically come back to it, because it's not a bad album. It's just there's a good 3 or 4 songs that are neither here nor there, and in the standing of things, if you just compare it to their last few albums, the last album was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. The one before wasn't very good, and then the few before that were just great, brilliant albums. But this kind of fits in with the one before, which wasn't very good. It's slightly better than that, but it's still not great. And you feel like for a band that only releases an album every 3 years or so, it's a bit of a misstep. They just sort of stuck to time. Apart from a couple of songs where Nicky Wire sings, which I like. I know a lot of people don't, but it's keeping their punky edge. And I think if those songs hadn't have been on here, it'd be a weaker album. So it has lifted it a little bit, but it's just a bit maudlin, I think. There's nothing really. There's no great Mannix songs on here. Every album's normally got a couple of great classic Mannix singles or whatever, but there's nothing great on here. So it's not horrible, but it was quite disappointing, because it's not one I'm going to particularly go back to be honest.
No, I can agree with you. I think my initial thoughts were my initial thoughts, and I went a bit stupid on it from what I remember, and listened to it like 20 times in a row.
You really did. I forgot about that.
And then I don't think I've actually played it since. But no, I did play it the other day, and John is apart from Divide and Fall, is it the big single? The rest of them,
yeah.
It's not a bad album. It's just a quite a flat album, I think, when you kind of revisit it.
Yes, exactly that. It's a bit flat. It does. It's you can't be mad at them, because they've got some fucking great albums in their catalogue. But that just comes further down the pecking order, so to speak.
Yeah, I think this is probably a bit like what the two. Well, I'm going to say two because I think I can't quite decide which one I was more disappointed with. But the two that I'm picking, which are Rise Against, Ricochet, and the Biffy Clyro one, Futrique. I still can't say it. Like, I remember hearing the singles and kind of going, oh yeah, not too bad, kind of what I was expecting, and like, yeah, that should be good. The Rise Against one, I think they tried something different. I think they tried to be a bit more commercial, tried to go more songwriting instead of just straight ahead sort of punk. And for me, it just felt like it was just lacking the energy, because normally you have a little bit of something different and then it kicks back in, and like you've got a bit of wallop behind it now and then. This one, I just kind of find it's quite a safe album from start to finish, so it just didn't quite tick the boxes for me. What I enjoy most about them, I just felt was lacking in this one. And then it's probably the same with the Biffy one. Like, I heard maybe they got the catchy song. They always have a catchy single, and then he kind of normally when you get into the album, there's normally some more interesting things and some different things going on, I find, on their albums. But this one, I kind of found it very one-dimensional from start to finish. So bar the first couple of weeks when I got out, I don't think I've actually played it since it came out in September. Considering I'm seeing them in January, I'm hoping I might have to play it a few more times, but maybe it's just one of those ones I'm going to rely on their back catalogue for me to have a good time. But yeah, I just found it a very, very safe and very one-dimensional album. So it is what it is. I'm not annoyed at them. Sometimes you have hits and misses. It is what it is. So yeah, that one, those two albums, I look forward to them coming out, and then after listening to them, I was a bit like, yeah, okay. There's better stuff out, which I've just sort of gone back to listening to the stuff I've really enjoyed this year. So it is what it is.
Yeah, like you say, they can't be brilliant all the time, can they?
No.
I mean, they can, but but yeah, especially bands with big catalogues. Biffy have got a fairly big catalogue now, haven't they? But
I think this is like their 10th or 11th album.
You look at Mannix, I don't know about Rise Against, but Mannix have been going 36 years, so, there's going to be the odd one.
As I said, it's not going to stop me from buying them next time. I was just a bit like,
no, of course.
It's not quite what I wanted. So there you go. So that was our disappointments. I think it's time to just get into our top fives. How are we going to do this one? Do you want to do one at a time, or do you just want to go and I say mine and you say yours? And
well, let's do one each. We'll do. You do one, I'll do one. Keep it exciting.
Because I think I've got a feeling that we might have a few where there's crossovers.
I think we've got a couple.
I think there's two. Looking at the lists, I think there's two which we cross over. So, all right. Well, look, I'll start.
Mine are not in any particular order. So,
I mean, mine. I think my top one is my top one, but the other ones, I think they're all roughly around the same sort of stuff.
Well, leave your top one till last, and we'll do the other four.
All right, well, I'll start off. One which was the first album I bought this year. Like, it came out pretty much the first or second week, I think, of the year. 'Cause it's definitely in January, I think. Was the Helicopters Overdriver, which I love the Helicopters. I was really, really excited about this album. And it was one that when it came out, I was like, oh, it's not as good as the album before, which was their comeback album, which I think is perfect. In the last, 3 or 4 months, I've been playing this album more and more, and I realised it is absolutely an amazing album. I love them. They're kind of that right mixture of sort of garage rock, fucking a bit of Kiss, a bit of all this. They don't write bad songs. I just found that their last album just blew my mind that they were back. But this one, it's just a really, really solid album. I love the sound of it. I love their ideas. They're great guitarists, great musicians. So the Helicopters Overdriver was probably it was like my number 5, I guess. Out of the ones I'm doing, this was probably the lower of the ones. But I just loved it. I've just been playing it solidly this last week, to be honest, as well. So Helicopters Overdriver was one of my top 5 of the year.
I think that's the thing with all of these. Their albums I'm still playing now, come the end of the year, and some of them were from the very start of the year. And I will start with Bob Mould's Here We Go Crazy.
We both loved it. It was very close to getting in there.
I'm just pulling the vinyl out again now. I only had it on the other day, but this vinyl still blows my mind. It's absolutely beautiful. What I love about this album, Bob never lets us down. We've talked about him at length. What I love about this album is he's kind of gone the sort of anthemic route this time, which I didn't expect. Because the last album was very angry.
Yeah.
The one before was summery and catchy and that. This is kind of, sort of, I mean, the sleeve, just look at the sleeve, standing on the beach at sunset with the light behind him and stuff. It's just a kind of man. He's not pretending to be anything he's not. He's very much his age. And it's an album of reflection and just playing to his best strength. Just all these anthemy sort of songs. Nobody does it as well as him. He's been doing it for decades.
Nobody does it better. Sorry.
And that. Songs are on here, 12, something like that. And they're in and out. His usual thing, sort of 35, 40 minutes. Job done. Sounds great.
Still got his young backing band who give a wallop. The kind of my argument why I don't need the new Sugar thing, because why do I need it when he's doing something as good as this?
His band is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's kind of disappointed almost, the Sugar thing, but never mind. I would love to see him be able to afford to do a proper tour and come over and play his new albums as they're released over here, but he never he just tends to come over every couple of years and do a solo thing or whatever, where he just does a bit of everything. So he never thoroughly promotes a new album.
Probably one of the higher ones in my one was the new Hives album, which I think on my Apple or whatever it is streaming thing that I use, it came up that they were the most played band of the year for me. So this album, I've just, because it's short, I think I just had it on repeat and I just love it. So the Hives, forever the Hives. They cannot do any wrong in my eyes. Every time they release a new album, I say it's one of the best ones I've ever done, and this one proved it again. Songs are there, they got the energy, they're so much fun. It really cheered me up. It was came out at the end of August. I just got over an operation and was in a bit of a recovery mode, and this one really cheered me up. So absolutely love them. I think I saw recently they've been doing like arena tours now, so they're getting bigger. I don't think they're ever going to be like headlining festivals, but
they've very, very quickly become like elder statesmen, haven't they? They're just, in my mind, they're not very old, but they are. They've been going like 25 years or so.
No, early 90s.
Oh, was it that long?
The bloke from Creation, he went and...
Alan McGee?
Yeah, he basically got the rights to some of their earlier stuff and then put out a little compilation where then suddenly everyone heard Hate to Tell You So, or whatever that song is.
the popular one that you should know. What's it called again? Call yourself a fan?
I'm terrible with song things. Honestly, you should see me when I used to do my own gigs. The amount of notes I had around of my own lyrics, my own things that I couldn't remember anything. Like, honestly, it was terrible. Hate to Say I Told You So. There you go. It takes a while for my brain to kick in. But yeah, like he did a compilation and then suddenly everyone went, oh, who's this band? But then I'm like going, we've been around for a while. The Hives forever the Hives. Absolutely blew my mind this year. Hopefully they keep releasing albums every couple of years, because it'll make me very happy. So
my next one is Deftones. Private Music.
Yeah, you got into it way more than I did, I think.
I really did, because it was the first Deftones. I've been trying for years, and I've never disliked them, but I've never quite fully got on board. But this is the first album where the first singles, I was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely for me. The album came out, and I just got it immediately. It just really, I don't know what they've done differently this time. They've tweaked it somehow to make it accessible to me.
Let's do the Danny mix. Let's do some Dan songs, I think.
But yeah, I have had this on. Let's do the Danny mix. But I've streamed it a lot. I've listened to the vinyl a lot. It's the sleeve's amazing. The nice booklet in there, the vinyl, nice coloured vinyl. It's just a complete package. It's just a really nice thing, and I'm really glad that this band have finally sort of broke through into my conscience. And that's all I'm saying on that one.
No, that's cool. All right, let's go into the one which we both got on our list, and I was unsure of the band in general, and have now become a bit of a fan of them.
Bit of a fanboy.
Well, I've got the albums now. Turnstile, which looking around is on, like, I just saw the Therapy guys have put up their end of year lists, and all three of them have said Turnstile. They've all got it on there. But yeah, Turnstile, Never Enough. Like, it's just a great album. It's like, I don't know what more to say. It's one of those ones that I've been playing loads. I've streamed a lot. I've played a lot. I think we both got exactly the same one with the same coloured vinyl. It does sound good. It's got some great ideas. You got your little fast bits, you got your sort of atmospheric bits. It took me a while to kind of understand them, but now that I do, I'm on board.
I think that was my initial problem when I got into Glow On, the last album. I was kind of like, do I like this? I'm not sure. And like I said earlier, that's true of a lot of great albums when you're not sure at the start. And I got fully on board with Glow On. And when this came around, I thought, I don't know whether I'm that much of a fan to listen to another album. But again, very quickly, I kind of got into it. It's the same kind of... They really broke the mould with this one. It's kind of gone on the same trajectory.
It's a continuation, I think, isn't it?
But they do it so well. There's no rush about it. It's hardcore as fucking places. It's cool and poppy and glitzy in others. There's a lot of sort of melodic... songs leading into each other, a lot of ambient sort of stuff going on.
I think someone's described it as genre fluid, where it mixes genres very easily, which I don't know if I liked that. Yeah, it's a different kind of term. I was a bit like, what? Yeah, genre fluid.
You should have just claimed that as your own without telling me you've heard it somewhere else.
I can cut that out.
I'd have been impressed by that.
Oh, I can edit that out, mate. It'll just be me going, I coined this term.
Well, here's one for the chin stroke. John, ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
But yeah, no, honestly, they seem to have they've gone to the next level. Considering I think when Glow On came out, they were sort of mid-level down at Glastonbury. Now they're just everywhere, and I think they're on the trajectory up, which is cool. They're introducing like hardcore and punk to like the kids, I guess. So it's cool. It's
interesting to see where they're going to go next, because the world, like you say, because they're so genre fluid. They've got a lot of options open to them, haven't they?
Yeah, as long as I think they keep their main sort of background still there and don't just go straight into just pop. Yeah, I think they're doing it well. So yeah,
because when they go off hard.
Yeah, they're good.
Fucking great.
The drummer's amazing. I'm very impressed by him. He does some very interesting stuff. I think it's like they say, like go-go stuff. I don't know, just loads of very weird rhythms. So no, very impressed by them. Thank you for introducing me to them.
You're very welcome, and thank you for introducing me to the next one. Presumably we're talking about Ghost.
Yes, was very close to being my album of the year.
Yeah.
I love the packaging. Love everything.
Oh, it's everything about it is amazing. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. I just always assumed, because I knew the name, you see it everywhere. I just always assumed they were sort of like Rammstein or Slipknot or something. I just thought there was some kind of that sort of genre. I didn't realise they were like melodic classic rock. So when I first heard I was like, what? Have they changed? And you were like, no, this is what they're like. You said to me initially, they're like Blue Oyster Cult, and I was like, fuck off. Who's like Blue Oyster Cult? They are really like that. They're brilliant.
Yeah, and I think they're a band that over the years they've just constantly grown and added new bits in and stuff. And now what they do, they've kind of just made their own sort of thing. And it is a combination of lots of different bands, but they do it so well. The riffs are there, the melodies there, the drama, the everything. Like he's got a very clear vision and concept. I do like that, because I think, as far as you got one side of things where there's bands trying to get away from the theatrics to go, no, we have no backdrop and we do this and like this is what we do. And then you've got bands like this who are kind of going back to the 80s of like your Maiden and your other things, going, no, we're going to have a fucking church and I've got dancers and I've got this, and they actually make a show. I love that. I really want to go and see them live, because I think now it'd be really interesting to see what they do.
It's the drama and theatrics. It kind of reminds me of, not vocally, but bands like King Diamond that was so, just so over the top, but so enjoyable.
Yeah.
And they're just like a modern version of that, but a bit more mainstream.
Yeah.
I think they're brilliant. I think it's a really enjoyable album. Again, not lengthy.
No.
Fairly concise. There's not a duffer on here, I don't think. Even the ones we were initially a bit sceptical about. Yeah, Love Rockets. It's a brilliant song. It's great. Cheesy as fuck, but it's a good song.
Yeah, I guess if you're kind of going into it with looking at it from an 80s point of view, which they kind of got their foot in, like, how many 80s bands have had really bad lyrics? So like, I can let them get away with one. So no, it's great. I do love it. It flows so well, and there's so many good ideas, and yeah, it came out of the gates and just blew me away, and you were just as impressed. So yeah, it deserves to be out there. Can't wait to see what they do next, really.
Yeah, more of the same, hopefully. I went back and bought a couple of albums before that, which are just as impressive. There's a very slight progression with each album, but enough to not that they've changed enough to be that different. But they're still great at what they've done on each individual album. Very clever man.
He is, honestly, yeah. And as much as he's had people going, oh well, I used to write this, and then like old bandmates like suing him or whatever the hell it is. Like those albums are like 3 ago, and he's still doing cracking albums. So. Where are you guys now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, let's go up to both of ours. I don't know if this is your number one, but this is definitely my one.
Yeah. Go on.
Mine is Paradise Lost Ascension. I was so excited about this one coming out, and it did not disappoint me in any way. I love Paradise Lost anyway, but this one is just phenomenal. The production of it from a geeky sound engineer, or used to be sound engineer, I think it sounds brilliant. The drums are so fat, the bass is there, every element of it, like I just love the mix of it. I think it sounds great. But then the songs, like this accumulation of all their years, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Not one song fails to amaze me, do you know what I mean? Like I don't think on this whole album I've got a song which isn't great. I haven't really got a favourite. It isn't an album. I put it on from start to finish and then just go, that was brilliant. Like, it's not too long, it's about 55 minutes. I got a double gatefold. It's a gatefold, double album, both on gold, and it sounds great, and it just ticked every single box I wanted. It's got a bit heavy, bit of melodic. He does his like clean singing, his death growl stuff. It was everything I wanted. Like, I could go for a quick punky one, but this one just sort of ticked every little box that I wanted. And I've not stopped playing it. I put it on the other day and was just like, it's still great.
I think that's it, isn't it? If you're still playing these albums, you're still getting a thrill from it. You know, they're going to be your top 5.
And I'm still finding things on it. Like, I don't think even though I've listened to it heaps since September when it came out, I'm still listening to it now and going, I didn't notice that little bit. That's really cool. Or something else. And I'm still discovering stuff, which I love about an album. As much as I love my simple punk stuff, which there's not much else to discover, these ones, I love that I'm still finding little tiny elements going, wow, that's cool. Oh, there's a little melody there. Didn't notice that before. So it's good. It's such a well-crafted album.
It's albums like that I think are made for the ages. So as a comparison, I'd say something like Opeth. I don't listen to Opeth very often. When I do, it's there's so much still there to discover and pick up and listen to. They're there for a long time, you know. They sort of withstand any sort of fashion. There's always a place in your brain for them.
Yeah, there you go. Well done, Paradise Lost. Absolutely loved it. Well done.
What are they, about 35 years in, something like that?
God knows. I don't know. When did they start? End of the 80s, I think. So God knows what that is now.
And to still be that good at that, it's brilliant. Good to see. These are very similar. So my album is The World Is Still Here and So Are We by the mighty McCluskey. I think they imploded about 2005, I want to say. Maybe a little bit earlier. They did a couple of albums. They imploded. The main guy, Andy Folkus, went on and did a band called Future of the Left, who I'm also a big fan of. And he's got a side project called Christian Fitness. And he's made a lot of music. He's one of these people that's so prolific. But they eventually put McCluskey back together a couple of years ago. One new member. Yeah, it came out on Ipecac, which surprised me, because in our circles, Ipecac's a fairly big, label. But absolutely deserves it. It is a stupendously good album. I didn't know what to expect, because it's been a long, long time. Historically, all his projects I do thoroughly enjoy, but I always find there's a good 2 or 3 songs on each album could have been cut off. This one, 13 tracks, about 35 minutes, absolutely blinding. There's not a bad song on here. And he's had struggles the last few years with his back, with his hearing. He has to wear headphones on stage now, like the guy from Mission of Burma. And like the drums got perspex all around him and stuff. So he has to be very careful now, but he's still making noise. It makes it maybe he's just going to do something a bit more mellower. No, it's still fucking banging. They're a very bass-heavy band, McCluskey. But perfect Steve Albini band. He's produced them before. But this is superb. Songs like... You got song titles alone, Unpopular Parts of a Pig, Way of the Exploding Dickhead. This is my favourite, The Battle of Los Anglesey. Chekhov's Guns. The Digger You Deep. They're just so catchy. He said on a podcast I heard recently, he writes about 50, 60 songs to get rid of all the shit, and then what's left goes on the album. So to write, I'd love to hear the other songs. They can't have been that bad, but these are just awesome. And I'm so glad they're back. He's touring like a motherfucker at the minute. He's made a few videos for these, which are always great, because he's got a great sense of humour, and they're great. And then occasionally, like you said, you'll just hear a song. If I'm listening to, I don't know, if I'm listening to my DJ on Spotify, I'm at work, I'll just put a DJ on for an hour. And, one of these songs, there's a song in there called People Person, that came on my DJ the other day, and immediately I'm like, oh, fucking hell, tune. The whole album's like that. Brilliant artwork, baby blue vinyl. What more can I say? Absolutely brilliant. It's so good to have him back.
No, you introduced me to it, and I never heard them before. I love it. To be honest, it probably wouldn't have gone in my top 5. I did enjoy it. I do love that kind of style. He's got very interesting way of singing, and the way as you said, his choice of words and how he phrases stuff. It's cool. It's very different.
His lyrics are awesome. He puts as much effort into his lyrics and his song titles. If you go through the entire catalogue, his song titles are just amazing. They're so funny. He's got a cracking sense of humour, takes his music very seriously, and it's just noise rock. It's awesome. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, well deserved. Like, honestly, I'm glad you introduced me to them.
And it wasn't a shoe-in. It wasn't like, oh, there's a new McCluskey album this year. It's going to be my album of the year because I love them. It wasn't that at all. In fact, if anything, I was just a bit very trepidatious about it. And when it did come out, I was like, oh, man, he's fucking knocked it out of the park here.
No, that's good. That's what you want. I think when people do these little comeback albums and you go, as it, just like me talking about the Helicopters one before, when that one came out, like their comeback one, it just went, oh my God, this is just brilliant. I didn't know what to expect for them, but like you're going, you're back. It's great. So no, honestly, brilliant. And I love the sound of the album as well. As you said, it's very, very bass and drum driven.
Yeah, very dry, very dry. So what I will say about 2025 is I'm getting more and more interested in older things I've missed, or rediscovering things I heard years and years ago, more so than I am newer albums, if that makes sense. So when something new comes along, it really has to impress me. So it's a struggle to sit and devour, because I buy far less new albums than I do catalogue stuff. And I only buy stuff if I'm really impressed by it. There's not many albums I'll just buy blind. I'll have to listen to it. So to get into that, my top 5, the honour of my top 5, it's quite a big thing, because I do hear a lot of new stuff, and there's not that much that catches me. So this is the real cream,
No, I'm with you. I think when it comes to my vinyl, I do generally, unless it's a band that I really know, then I will just pre-order it and I'll buy it, sort of stuff. But other ones, I do like to wait until it comes out, stream it, and go, oh no, that's decent enough. I'll invest in that one, because it is an investment. Like, vinyl's not exactly getting cheaper, so it's not like your days of cassettes and CDs where I was like, it's only a tenner.
And more so for me, space, isn't it? You don't. How many more records do you want to put in your home? As you get older as well, and you start thinking, do I need 10,000 records? No, you don't. So I find myself selling more than I buy this year. Especially when I've got something which I don't like and find out it's worth a fortune. Yeah, that's gone. Bye.
Cool. No, it's been a really good year for buying stuff. It's been fun. It's been a really fun year. I really enjoyed myself.
As a hobby / way of life, it has been very enjoyable. Because as collectors, it's not just the music, it's the artwork, it's the presentation, it's looking at your collection, it's talking about your collection, it's sitting amongst it, it's putting a record on a lazy Sunday afternoon. It's all that, and this year has reflected it really well. It's been a great period.
There you go. That is our feature, our roundup for the year. Thanks for being part of it. And let's go to the end of Podcast Waffle.
Ho, ho, ho.
I can't believe he's been. This is brilliant. Oh wow! I got the Frank Black box set, and I've got Oh, he's given me this. Oh, he's got some chocolates as well. Oh, I really have been a good boy.
Whoa. What are you doing now?
Well, Santa's been. I've got my presents.
For God's sake.
Did you not get anything?
Fuck off.
It's the last bit of the podcast. It's the last part of the show. It's the last bit of our podcast before we have to go.
Hello, ho, ho, ho again, and welcome back. I'm going to just crowbar those in as much as I can. Okay, well, obviously, 2025 has been an awesome year for music, whether it be new, old, or whatever. At the same time, we've had, sadly, a few people no longer with us and died this year, which was a shame. The great Rick Frubar, how would you say his name? From Hot Snakes.
I'll go Berg.
Froberg. Hey,
yeah.
bird. Yeah, that's all right. I've really ruined this whole somber moment. No, so we got Rick Froberg from Hot Snakes. Absolute massive fan of his, and was shocked that he died. So that was a real shame. I'm really hoping that they do finally release the last Hot Snakes album that supposedly I think they were recording or had recorded before he died. So we'll wait and see about that one. John Sykes, we've obviously talked about with Tigers Bantang and White Snake and stuff. Ozzy Osbourne, huge one this year, which was a real shame, but I'm so glad that he got to finish his career off how he wanted.
And very shocking about how much it touched people. We knew it was big, but Jesus, it was like global.
So no, that was good. Honestly, wonderful. It was nice to go and see a celebration of his life and times. Brian Wilson, not the biggest fan of his, but I know that I think you quite like your Beach Boys and stuff, don't you?
Some. I can appreciate him. Legend, you know. What can you say about those early Beach Boys songs? What can you say about them? They're just part of the landscape, like the Beatles.
And then Thomas Lindbergh from At the Gates, sadly died of cancer. That was a real big shock. And then recently, only like a week ago, Jimmy Cliff, who is one of my favourite artists ever. The Hard to Come soundtrack is probably one of my favourite albums ever. Definitely in my top 10. So that was a real shock. I was hoping to go and see him one day. I've managed to see quite a lot of the reggae stars who I like Toots and Horace Andy and people like that. So it's a shame that I don't get to see him, but he really touched me with his music. So that was a real shock. There you go. So I don't want to go and dwell too much on that. We've had some absolute legends. They've done their time. Their music's out there and their legacy is just awesome. So please go and check them out, and their songs will go on forever. So wonderful. And that's kind of that's us for the year almost. We were just going to have a little bit of a quick chat and just see what we're hoping for next year, really. The 2026. Have you got any things that you really want to hope that they're going to come out? Or
well, it's starting with a bang, which is the Alice in Chains self-titled album reissue.
Yes,
which is coming in January, which we've been talking about at length. I just bit the bullet and ordered the super duper mega expensive Remortgage Your House box set. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm hoping for I'd like to see a reissue of Tool's Enema on vinyl, because that goes for hella stupid money, like 1,500 quid-ish. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Love to see that. That's a biggie. And it will. I think it's his 30th anniversary next year. Tool don't do things like normal bands. They're on their own sort of planet. They just reissue stuff as and when, if they want to. I don't think they even came on stream until about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
For years they were just like, nah.
I wonder who's got the rights.
Nah.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
I think it's them. I think they're very astute, but I just think they're very much. I think they work. Well, we know they work very, very slowly. But yeah, I hope they do address that, because a lot of people want it, but perversely, that's probably why they're not doing it.
Possibly.
As far as other reissues go, Tragically Hip reissue. I would love to see those made readily available in the UK, because I think I'm going to have to, pay out an arm and a leg to get some of these, which I'm probably going to. I would like to see My Bloody Valentine. They reissued their EPs as a collection on CD about 15 years ago, which I've got, which is great. love to see a vinyl reissue. They didn't do it on vinyl for some reason, because they're probably holding back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because, like I said earlier, they occasionally reissue something. I'm hoping that's one of them. Because, again, the old 12 inches go for silly money. I've acquired one or two over the years by various means. But, yeah, I haven't got them all. So it'd be nice to get that collection on vinyl. As far as new releases go, I'd love to see a new Iron Maiden album. If I know Iron Maiden as well as I think I do, I'm thinking there's one in the can. I think they've already done one. I think because they tend to do that and they sit on it for a while and then they go, today's a new album.
With Nico or not? That'd be the question.
I think they've probably done one with Nico. I think they probably have. Honestly, I think they probably did one a couple of years ago. That's just what they do. That's what they do. And then they go off on tour forever. So we'll see. And then I think between the both of us, we'd like to see a new John Garcia project of some kind.
I don't mind if he does another album with Hermano or he does another solo. Because I didn't end up buying his last solo album. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah. No, John Garcia I love. He's a strange one because he only tours sporadically. Because I think I want to say he's a veterinary nurse in the spare time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, honestly, I love the guy, so I would love to go and see something with him. But I think there's even been rumbles somewhere that Josh Homme has even gone, might be open to a Caius reunion. I don't know if that would ever happen.
Yeah, he's mellowed a lot. He's mellowed a lot over the years. So you don't know. But again, it's been over 30 years since they worked together, so is it going to work?
I think the problem will be more between Josh and the drummer, Brant Bjork. I think they're the ones who have issues. Yeah. Wait and see. Nick will just turn up and play.
You can't put Josh on a stage and for him not to be the star. That I think that's the issue there. He's the frontman. He's the star now. He's not going to go back and sit in the background and play his guitar.
Wait and see on that one. Yeah, John Garcia. I'd definitely that one. From my point of view, after seeing The Almighty, I wouldn't mind a new album from them. I don't know if that would actually happen or not. I'd be interested. Yeah. Saying that, at the moment they're doing their nostalgia stuff. It's just as good. I really enjoyed listening to the back catalogue, so it depends on if it's good or not. I think that's the one. It's going to be one of those ones, it could be really shit, because no offence to Ricky Warwick, I've not been a massive fan of anything he's done post The Almighty. I heard he did a Christmas song a couple of years ago and then he heard it the other day. Fuck me, was that bad. Oh my, what is it? The only thing I want for Christmas is Christmas. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, you've fallen at the first hurdle there, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm unsure. Hopefully, if they did do one, it'd be... I don't know. I've got myself worried now. Maybe I don't want a new Almighty album.
Well, it was very confusing for a long time because there was a big deal about him joining, about Thin Lizzy being a thing again, and it's just essentially Scott Gorham and hired help, with Ricky being the front man. And then they dropped the moniker Thin Lizzy and became Black Star Riders, and then John Gorham left. So they're essentially a whole band without the Thin Lizzy element, but they still go out and play Thin Lizzy songs. It's very, very odd. Very odd.
Else would I like? I wouldn't mind, because they did the first Fudge Tunnel album. I wouldn't mind the other two getting reissued as well on vinyl, because I do really like them. But I don't know what the chances are. I thought they would have carried on, but they didn't. The Helicopters, they've slowly been reissuing some of their stuff. There's like 3 or 4 albums that you still can't get hold of anywhere. I would love a reissue. So I think the fact that they keep occasionally putting stuff out on Nuclear Blast, I'm hoping in the background they're slowly getting the rights and that's going to happen. The Crosses, I did hear a couple of years ago that they were going to reissue the first album on vinyl, because that one's almost impossible and really expensive to get hold of. And I do like
just a Chino thing.
Yeah, I do like them. The first album's more my favourite one, so I would love to get that on vinyl. I already know that next year a new Social Distortion album's coming out, and I've just bought tickets yesterday to go and see them in London in June, which I'm really looking forward to, because they cancelled the last tour, so I didn't get to see them. So that one's meant to be coming out at one point. I think they got a new single out in January, so I'll be interested to see what it like. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then The Descendants, there's always rumbles of a new album next year, so if that happens, then I will be all over it and boring the shit out of you about new albums instead of their reissues. But that's my sort of hopes and stuff. Like, I'll wait and see what goes on. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be nice to see some surprises next year. Wait and see. I wouldn't know what.
I'm looking forward to finding some old stuff again. You know, it's always interesting getting into a band that you've not tried before or heard before, or that. There's always something around the corner you don't know it's coming. And then it hits you on that, and you're like, oh my God, and you've got to buy the catalogue because you love them.
I think we've got some ideas for the next year. We're going to probably do a couple of rating shows. I think we've talked about Depeche Mode. We've talked about Manic Street Preachers before.
We have.
I'm sure there'll be some new albums we can review. We've probably got a few of the
anniversary ones.
We've got some, definitely going to have some like over-listened ones. Like we haven't gone into the Black Album. We haven't gone into, and I think whichever one, like I'm sure there's some Led Zeppelin ones or Beatles ones. We haven't really ever really gone into Beatles. We've kind of stayed away from that side of things. So we'll have to go and investigate some of those. And also we want to try and organise at one point next year another trip to a new city to try them out. I think my suggestion is at the moment is Bristol, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, that is us for the year. Thank you so much for listening to us for a whole year. We've been boring the shit out of you
and each other
like, why are we doing this? No, but honestly, it's been brilliant. I've had so much fun, and thank you ever so much. Hopefully next year we're going to try, maybe I think we're looking into trying to put it on some other formats if we can. We're going to look into some other avenues to try and get it out there for people who haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. Wait and see.
There's a whole pocket of people we haven't annoyed.
Yep.
We've got to find those people.
Yep, honestly.
We can't hide forever.
We want to bring it up to at least 2 fans. So we want to expand our horizons. But no, honestly, it's great fun. Thank you ever so much for listening and indulging us in our waffle of shite. And Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and New Year, and we will see you back at the beginning of the new year.
Take care out there.
Yeah, take care. Good night. And Dan, are you going to sing us out again this year?
Jingle bells.
You heard it online, and you think there's no rival. You want it for your collection, but have you heard it on vinyl?